husband is trying to fix the waterfall. What's going on here in this area, babe?
So the hose to the pond got brittle and it broke, and so now we're just trying to reconnect everything, and then that's that. Let's see what we can do. Give this gunk a cleaning real quick.
Lots of mud.
Usually about once a week we clean out the filters, and there's two areas where the filters are. One of them where the pump is, which is the pump sits in this box right here. So I usually just garden hose and put it in the spray configuration or setting or whatever, and then give let it a quick rinse. And the big ones are the actual sponge filters, is to get these things rinsed off, because this is what's collecting all of the sediment. So when they're super clogged up, they don't work. And you see that just chocolate colored water coming out of there. That just means that's all sediment that it's collected, that it can't do a really good job filtering all that gunk out of the water. And that's usually when, like, if your water starts getting cloudy, it's because your filters are dirty. And then for us, because we're growing the lotus, it's hard because they require clay, and so the clay it likes to cloud your water and clog your filters. And what we're going to do this time too, when we put it back in, we had the pump just sitting in this little container on the bottom of the pond, but we're going to try something different and actually put it inside of a bucket and then put that in the pond. So that way, instead of sucking up all of the sediment that's settled, we'll see if we can have it suck more water than sediment. Because what we were noticing is, of the three little pond area, we got the big basin and then the two 50-gallon drums that we cut in half and buried. And as you can see, the one on the left, so as you can see in the pond here, the plant to the left is doing great. I mean, the leaves are huge. It's actually got one flower that's blooming and a second flower that's coming up. The one the one on the right, as you can see, is much smaller, and the one in the big basin is much smaller. And the only difference between them is the basin has, each plant is in its own 5-gallon bucket, and the one to the right back there, there's a small, shallow white tub that plant is growing in, so it doesn't have the full 50-gallon bucket or 50-gallon drum that is growing in, whereas this one is just clay on the bottom of the drum. And so we're thinking that the ones in the buckets and that small one has probably root lock, and they can't expand out, so the plant can't really get established because it can't, I mean, there's only limited growing space. So what we would like to do is to kind of test that theory by once these plants die back from the cold, early spring, my wife wants to take all of the plants out of the bucket and just have a layer of clay along the bottom of the pond and let them grow up naturally from the bottom layer of the sediment, to see if they'll grow big like that one back there. But that would cause a major problem for our pump because it would just suck up all of the sediment on the bottom, and we would never have any kind of clear water. It'd be horrible for the koi, and probably, I mean, ultimately destroy the pump, I imagine. So the idea is if we set it inside of a bucket first, that'll make it to where it'll not suck, hopefully not suck up a whole bunch of the sediment while it's in there doing its thing. It'll draw more water from above than it will from the sides. So that's the hope. Plus, hopefully when we go to take it in and out of the pond, it will be less likely to break the hose, because the only way that we had to pull it out was grabbing the hose and yanking it up. And that's probably what caused the hose to break, unfortunately. But
okay, it's okay.
so fine sediment filter there. Go rinse out the bigger one. I think that's pretty good on that one. So what I like to do, because we have the hoses going through the lid, we have the filters cut on one side so we can slip them over the hoses. So I like to put them in an opposing direction. So if the slit's on here, on that side, then I'll flip the other one around and put it on this side. What am I doing? I had to write the first one. Put it on so that way now it's not, you know, open slits on the same side. Yep, and that's basically it. So the pump draws water through here, collects on the two filters, then pumps water out, and then it ends up going through our other filtration system, which we'll clean next, and then it pumps it through to the waterfall.
Does it fit or is it too small? Too small? The bucket's too small?
I mean, I think it'll be all right. So we're gonna give it a try and see.
If not, we can use the white tub that's wide for that filter.
All right, we'll see what happens since we get the other filter cleaned out. So the water pumps in, goes through our UV filter, and then it comes into our additional sediment filter here. And again, this isn't too bad. I cleaned this not too long ago, but as you can see, there's just so much clay that collects in it. So much gunk and clay. So before I spray those down, I rinse out the actual tub itself. I'll enjoy it while we're watching the Karate Kid.
No, we're playing.
See, that's not the water you want going back into your pond. That's pretty good for how clean that is. Alright, so start with the fine sediment one. Anybody feel like chocolate milk?
Not that chocolate milk. Chocolate dirt, you mean?
So in this case, after it goes through the UV filter, it actually comes up through the top. So that's why you put the fine sediment filter on the bottom, and then we'll put the larger sediment filter right on top of that, because the water will pour on top of that so it catches the bigger stuff. Then it filters through to the fine sediment filter to catch that. All right, so now we'll put this in and just make sure that it goes below where the inlet pipe is, so that way it allows the water to flow all the way to the top. Put the lid back on. Oh, actually, there's one other stuff that I do first. Sorry, I forgot. When I'm cleaning this out, I'll leave these filters out and then put the lid back on, and then there's dirty water all through these lines, and I don't want that water to go back in the pond. So what I have is, this is something that I made out of just PVC and a couple of ball valves, and so the water comes out of the bottom pipe here, and I know it's a big mess of pipes. It comes out of the bottom, so you know, the water comes to the top, goes through the filter typically, and then comes out the bottom, which leads eventually to here. Now if it goes straight, it runs to the waterfall. This is just a hose that leads to nothing. And typically what I'll do is this is how I clean the pond out. So if I need to drain the water, all I do is shut off the valve that goes with the waterfall, turn on the valve that runs to this hose, and then I'm allowed to I can drain the water out. Likewise, when I clean the filters, I do the same thing, because it'll clean all the dirty water out of the pond, or out of the hoses. So we'll turn the pump back on and give it just a second. Yeah, sorry about the lighting, but so as you can see, look at there you go. There's all that dirty water coming out of the filtration system. And then it clears back up, and that's pretty much, I think, as clean as it's gonna get. So for the time being, I'll turn the pump back off. And then this closes that line.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
I said, so here's the ball valve. So we close off that line and then open the line that goes to the waterfall, and then put our filters back in. And like I said, and that's just one step that I typically do, just to clear any dirty water out of the actual lines of the filtration system and the pump system. So we'll put our filters back in. Put the lid back on, and now we're ready to turn our pump back on. So there's the waterfall. And so if you're interested in making something like this, it's actually really simple to do. And I mean, I wish I could walk you through the actual process of building it, but build this is actually really simple. You just have to figure out what size of hose that you're using, whether it's 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch, and then buy the corresponding ball valve and make sure that it's threaded on both sides. So that way you can get your adapter piece, so it threads into this and then converts to your hose outlet on here. From there, it's the same thing. I converted to just a slip, which is, you know, like a 1/2 inch slip or 3/4 inch slip, so that way I could connect these two pieces. This being a T, a threaded T, it's the same thing, so that way I could have the same type of piece here, converts to hose, goes into my pipe, it diverts over here, same thing. This is threaded to slip for another threaded, so it's the same exact piece, you know, 2 times here with a threaded T, and then that's just how it's all connected with small little pieces of 3/4 inch pipe that, you know, connects these two slip joints. And that's it. I mean, in that way, all you got to do is turn the valve accordingly. So if you know, when it lines up with the ball valve, that means it's open, it's flowing. When it's crossing it, it's like a wall. It's saying, nope, you can't get past. So right now, that's why it's running. Our exit hose or our drain hose is off because it's crossed, whereas this one's open and it's running out to the waterfall that's running. And my wife and I have been kind of going back and forth on how we want to landscape and decorate this area, and it's been, we've tried a couple different things. We had an upper basin, it didn't work out. We tried,
it's too small.
Yeah, it's just too busy for the space. It was just too much waterfall for such a tight space. So we pulled that out, and then we tried putting different plants in here, but then that became overwhelming.
It's not pretty.
It just, yeah, it became, there was no way to keep it maintained and, you know, keep
Try
it
to
from
enjoy the
overgrowing.
pond. We want to enjoy the pond instead of having other stuff being distractive to the pond.
And it just got overgrown and out of control, and so but I think we've both decided that we're just going to turn kind of the whole area into a bit of an observation deck, which should make it to where it's, I think, easy to maintain, and it'll be a nice area to just kind of hang out at, and a bit more tidy. I think overall it's just going to be a really neat little area. So we'll keep you posted as we do that project, because that's going to be a pretty big project, and we got a few things that we got to do to get prepped for that. But I think it'll be a nice thing when it's all said and done. Nice little observation area. So, well, as you can see, we got our pump running. Nice clean water coming out. And
the fish is gonna love it.
gives air to the fish, clean water to the fish.
There's a frog. Say good night, Froggy. Good night. Good night. Frog just got its dinner. Ate a huge caterpillar earlier. There you guys.
All right, so stay tuned as we continue our backyard pond updates and projects and whatnot, and hopefully we can, inspire somebody to do something cool in the backyard. So until then, we'll see you next time.
Bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Smash that subscribe button.
That's right. Bye. I'll continue. Oh, they got it.
They got it?
Yep. They went back to the pond.
Yeah, I saw it jump back in the pond. I was like, thanks, I'm out.
Yep. Craziness.
I think what we'll do is this bucket
Okay.
will become the pond filter bucket. You know what I'm saying? So then that way we can just put the whole filter thing.
Look at you're okay. Look at Mama's with you. Mama's with you. Mama's with you. I got you. I got you. Yeah. Dad, look at Daddy. Hey, Daddy, what you doing, Daddy? Say hi. Want Daddy to hold you for a little bit? Want Daddy to get you?
You like the smell of the pond?
Mm.
No.
Got you. I got you, baby girl. Man, that's crazy though, because the whole entire time, and it's like able to see a caterpillar on a branch. That's crazy. Fixing the pond again, you guys. Starting to set now. No, steady, Sean. No, we have a hog. We have hogs. We have eagle here, and we do not want you to be somebody's dinner. Nope. Yeah. See, Daddy. he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? We're just gonna enjoy this pond area. The unfinished pond area. See Lotus. ก็สิจะមើលផ្កាឈឹកបងប្អូនអើយទៅមើលផ្កាឈឹកបាត់ហើយ Ooh, it closes in the evening បានផ្កាឈឹកមួយពេលល្ងាច but and then it opens back in the morning time. See? Chuk moy like ni. And there's another one right there. See? Moy, honey. Tui. And we got the big one. Beautiful one right here. Stay with Mama. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Say bye-bye, Snooki. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say subscribe. Say subscribe. Ah, good girl. Good girl. Okay. Yes, good girl. Say bye-bye. Okay. Say, go with Sissy. Go.
Can't open the gate.
Oh. Go with Sissy. Go with Sissy. Yeah, go with Sissy.
What is on her ear?
Water.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Don't drop out.
Bye-bye.